It's the A-list ticket of the year, transforming Davos' snowy paradise into a collision course of political and business posturing.
10 seconds.
Power players get a chance to set the global agenda while getting in a close-up. Last year, a major focal point remained the stability and integrity of the markets.
I think it's cautious optimism in terms of both the general economy and the move towards the banks.
The industry started shedding the businesses that were at the root of what got the big banks into trouble during the crisis, which were a lot of the proprietary trading businesses.
One-time elusive political players also became enthusiastic participants last year. Take Iran's President Hassan Rouhani, who proclaimed his country was prepared to end a nuclear weapons deal and encourage foreign investment. Open discussions around Turkey's plans to unlock regional economic development also sparked interest. But despite these progressive conversations, the event isn't without its critics.
The World Economic Forum is an undemocratic, untransparent, we could say corrupt organization. The forum represents the relationship between capitalism and corporations.
The corruption quandary surrounding Davos partly lies in the fact that annual attendance fees have been growing at a staggering rate. This year's hover around the 500,000 to 600,000 Swiss francs mark. But is there any intrinsic value in having these high-level discussions, or is it just part of an elitist sport? Mark Spellman, managing director with Accenture Strategy, is more than a 10-year veteran of the event.
One thing from a very sort of corporate point of view, we would have at Davos something like 70 one-on-one sessions with different chief executives and C-level players from different companies. That is almost impossible to replicate anywhere else in that condensed period of time. So there's real value for a corporation like ours to be able to have that number of meetings. On top of that, you're able not only to, I think, progress the corporate agenda, you're able to participate in some real-life, very big agenda items. And whether that is looking at Ebola and the impact that that could have on, for example, your African operations, or if it's looking at things like the digital agenda and where the future of the internet is going to go, these are big issues which could have a major impact on your corporate activities.
The world's most influential business, political, and civil society leaders have gathered by invitation only since 1971. Davos credits itself with providing an exclusive platform for addressing pressing global agenda items in the past, brokering peace deals between the East and the West after the fall of the Berlin Wall, giving then small players, China and India, international attention, and even addressing the healthcare epidemics of the last 2 decades, including AIDS, tuberculosis, and malaria. As in the past, Spellman says Davos will continue to play a central role in global campaigns.
I think Ebola is a huge issue, particularly in Western Africa. There's going to be a lot of issues around both how do you address, I think, the human capital issues, particularly in West Africa, and the impact that that's had. But obviously there are huge knock-on implications, and people are very sort of concerned about the fact that it doesn't impact in other parts of the world. So my expectation is that we will address, I think, the specifics of how do we accelerate looking after people in West Africa, whilst at the same time making sure that we prevent expansion of Ebola into other parts of the world.
As political and business elite descend on the foothills of Davos in a few months, one thing is clear. The power the event possesses lies less in the backroom conversations than in being seen and heard among the top dogs. Publicity even you might want to buy if you have a few 100,000 to spare. World Finance will be at Davos. In the field, Kumada Ramanathan, World Finance.